Hello, visuals, and welcome back to the Visual Guy Podcast. Another solo run. It's just the Fat Man today. If you listened to last week's podcast, I'm sorry because I'm going to be a bit repetitive here, but not last week. Sundays, it's only a fucking couple of days ago, damn you twat. We as in me and Rebecca were watching Green Day and Fall Out Boy last night, and we were there all day. We're down in Huddersfield. It's at John Smith Stadium, and Chris isn't able to come around on Sunday night to record. B's asleep, so it's going to be a solo run. So, to be fair, usually when I do these solo ones, I yawn. Actually, there's a yawn coming. I explained it last time. I don't know what it is. But I didn't yawn in the Miss Marvel review, which is quite good. But to the entertainment news-wise, Chris usually does all that kind of stuff, and I haven't had any time to dig anything up. So I thought we would just talk Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I would give you my full final season review, because I'm not going to lie, visuals, I fucking dug it. It's so friggin' good. So if you can handle listening to Fat Man laying on a bed, recording away, I still fucking yawn. I didn't do any in the last episode. Just stop fucking doing them now, damn. But it's such a chilled environment right now. It's slowly dripping with rain outside. It's nice and grey. I'm all cozy and soft from a lovely, beautiful shower. Oh, I could honestly. Should we just do one of these weird? I'll just sleep and you can listen to me. Because apparently I do snore quite bad. But Obi-Wan, in fact, before we get to that, have you seen the newest episode of The Boys visuals? Oh, Pierre Resistance is fucking beautiful. I have to go French because I'm being Frenchy. What a fucking episode and what a series. I am so in love with this series. If you come back next week as well for Superhero Wednesday, I am doing my Other Boys Funko Pop Collection Flex. I love this show so much. I fucking absolutely adore it. It is so good. Please check it out. Fucking Billy Butcher, Huey, a Soldier Boy nearly got Homelander at Hero-gasm. What was it, the 30th anniversary or the 40th anniversary or some shit? That looks like the most weird place to go to ever, Hero-gasm. If you don't know what it is, please watch the episode and go, okay, that's what it is. Duh fudge. But visuals, Obi-Wan Kenobi is done. It's dusted. I will say, spoiler alert, but I'm not going to do a huge, massive, in detailed breakdown because, again, I'm not the biggest of Star Wars fans and nerds out there. But I will admit I adore everything to do with Obi-Wan. And this show was beautiful. I get, like I've just stated, anyone more connected to Star Wars than me, a bigger fan, there might be some stuff in here that kind of does your head in, or doesn't connect dots here, or doesn't do this bit right. And you've got more of a say than I do because you're bigger fans. But for me, this show was utter perfection. I cannot find a single fault in any of this show, in any of the episodes, and everything we got. It was beyond beautiful, and it still remains, as it stands, the greatest thing I have seen all year, without a shadow of a doubt. It's just snubbed a few things like the Batman, and these are characters more connected to me. The Boys, Doctor Strange. Will it be Thor: Love and Thunder? We will see soon. But I hope to God we get a season 2 of this, or a Ewan McGregor standalone film or something, because it's just such utter perfection. From the complete 6 episode change of this Obi-Wan, because we know what just happened in Revenge of the Sith. 10 years later, he's an absolute husk and shell of himself, and then he's back to like the what episodes 3, 4, definitely like 5 and 6. He's pretty much back to how he should be and what he is and who he truly is and stuff. Oh, that final battle between him and Darth was amazing. We're going to leave that for the main event because that episode 6 was just fucking perfection. Young Leia in it, amazing. Seeing people like Owen and whatnot, amazing. Reva, people give a lot of stick for Reva, saying that she was annoying and they didn't like the character and whatnot. Me personally, couldn't see a friggin' issue. I love her character arc in the show. I love how she was portrayed. I loved everything about her. I love the fact that there was his own little story. You know, she was a Jedi youngling. She was then took down by Vader. Well, she hid under some bodies, but her friends were all slaughtered by Anakin, the newly turned Vader. She's been plotting behind the scenes this whole time, trying to get revenge on him, but it all fails. Even the fight between her and Vader, I know she got fucked up and he just toyed with her, but it was so friggin' cool. Other people like, yeah, Hugh McGregor and Hayden Christensen smashed it. I even started crying visuals because it was so good. Like I said, Young Leia was great in this. Seeing all the stuff about her from the start. You know, you see her as the young princess, and she gets kidnapped and taken away, and then he gets her back, and it's about getting her back to safety and all that. I absolutely adored it. It was, the whole thing was basically about the relationship between Vader and Ewan McGregor, and a chase with Leia to try and get her back. And she evolved quite well in this, because she started off as this, you know, the little girl, you just hand away, not listening. Oh, I don't want to do this. I want to have fun adventure. Doesn't really sense for danger. Then she comes to realize how serious the situation is, and you know what people are doing for her, and all that carry on. She falls in love with Obi, and all this carry on. Even the moments too when she's asking about, you know, my real parents and stuff. It's so heartbreaking, but it's so good. You don't really see much of Luke. I guess you get to see little moments. We get a hello there, and the final ending. Oh my god, Qui-Gon Jinn, Force Ghost, waiting for Obi. He's like, I've been there the whole time. Sorry, boy. I've been waiting for you to come. You know, I don't know what that accent was. It was so cool. The fight scenes where the Vader's like, you know, the Reaver and that attack the little base where they're all at. Reaver, the one of the moments that really got me was when Vader, oh fucking yeah, rocks up in, it was episode 3, and Obi's in that little Jedi sort of safe house thing, and he's looking out the window and he sees Vader for the first time. And he's absolutely petrified and in tears, and he's like swaying, and he's, oh my god, and he's, all the emotions that you can see running through him just by his facial features are absolutely outstanding. Um, what else did I absolutely love before we got to the main event? The first sort of little crappy fight, I guess you can call it, between Darth and I don't mean crap as in like it was a crap fight. I mean as in like it wasn't really a much of a fight between Darth and Obi, because Obi had been so disconnected from the Force, and he was still in the outer shock. He just really found out, and you know, it was true that Darth Vader was Anakin. Reva announced that in episode 2. Yeah, she did. I'm pretty sure in that little warehousey bit. Um, I'm not quite sure how she survived another stab wound. I'm not quite sure how the Grand Inquisitor survived getting, you know, stabbed by her and whatnot. But hey, this is Star Wars. But that fight where Darth Vader's dragging him through the fire, and he's absolutely, again, he's quite toying with Obi there, but that's because Obi was literally, he was in shock, and he was a shell of himself. When he becomes full power, you can still see how much a great Jedi Master he is, and it's kind of Darth's downfall. We'll get onto it now, the main event, when they get to that final fight, because the whole episode is right. Obi's like, they're trying to get away, but he's like, no, who wants me? I'll get away. They're chasing the ship down. How cool was it when Vader brought that ship down as well in episode 5 with such ease, and then it's really a decoy ship. And he's like, no, follow Obi, because obviously this is personal to him. This is more than just, you know, the Empire business. Whatever, this is personal. Um, they chase him down, and even against the advice of like the Inquisitor and other people. And he gets there, and we're in this beautiful dark set. I don't know what the planet's called. This beautiful dark set, and it's just like this dry and quiet wasteland of rock and what I assume to be like fucking sand. I don't like sand. And then Vader, he gets there, and he says, "Have you come to destroy me? I will do what I must." And he does that fucking iconic, beautiful pose, and away we go. Oh my friggin' fucking god! And we know as well, because when he refought Maul in the show, the animated show, he changes like the Qui-Gon Jinn pose. If I'm correct in saying that, Star Wars fans, correct me if I'm wrong. But in this, he still keeps his classic, you know, puts his hand out and it's holds the saber above his head. But he ignites his lightsaber. Darth Vader comes in. He said, "I will do what I must, then you will die." And away we go. Vader's, you know, he gets the upper hand at first. Amazing, beautiful. Do we get these shots where the camera pans out? We just see the blue clashing against the red and the noise. But then Vader eventually takes the high ground, burying Ben Kenobi at the bottom of this pile of this little sinkhole that he creates using the Force. Then he falls in and puts those rocks in him, and he thinks, that's it, me done. Which is maybe a little bit arrogant and foolish of Vader, but Ben Kenobi then smashes all the rocks up, comes and then goes to hit him back, and the fight continues. And it's at this moment where Obi's like, I don't know, again, Star Wars fans, correct me if I'm wrong, where he's maybe at like one of his most powerful, because he's just chucking all these rocks from behind him, and they're hitting Vader, and he's getting fucked up. And it's that moment Vader doesn't get the upper hand again in the fight, and it gets to the point where, one of the coolest moves, I keep doing it to Specky Boy at work, keep getting a bit of wood, and I keep pretending to smash it against him, and then cutting his fucking and his head. Well, in this case, it Vader, it would be his mask, and he's smashing his breathing apparatus thing, whatever it is, on his chest with the hilt of his lightsaber. And then he swings down and cuts. He hits his helmet, and he just reveals the Anakin skin underneath, or what's left of his skin. And I've seen a lot of actual Star Wars fans saying that when he fought Ahsoka, she cut the left side of his helmet, where no, the right side, whereas Obi cuts his left side, and it reveals him. We get this awesome mix between Hayden Christensen and James Earl Jones sort of voice mashup, where it's Obi, you didn't kill Anakin. Oh, and Obi's in tears, and he's so upset, and he's absolutely heartbroken. Again, maybe it was foolish of him to leave Vader there, but maybe he thought that was Vader done and dusted, or he pitied him, or he. I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming he felt sorry for him, because you got to remember how close they were. You are my brother, Anakin. Obi physically loved this boy, and he did everything he could for him, just for all this to happen. But I think I fell in love so much, and that's the end of the fight. They have the little bit of the dialogue between each other, and Obi leaves, and then but reunites with Leia, and show ends basically with him and Qui-Gon Jinn. But I think I fell in love with this show so much because the story, not the grand story behind it all, like the Empire and New Hope's on its way, but the story between Obi and Anakin. I friggin' love that from. Just friends and acquaintances when Obi's a Padawan to then accepted to train him, and the way they went through everything, the duel on Mustafar, to this one, and it's just so amazing. We get to see Palpatine as well. At the end, he's like, "Oh, you seem agitated," is what he says, or frustrated or something to Vader, and Vader's like, everything's fine, blah blah blah. And I'm pretty sure, again, correct me if I'm wrong, the next time them two will see each other will be the New Hope, where he's like, when we last met, I was the apprentice, now I am the master, or whatever he says. But yeah, I love the relationship between them and the bond. And Reva goes good as again. She comes back to the light side, and I'm assuming, or I'm sure we'll get something to do with her in the future, which would be cool. Yeah, I was so in love with their relationship and where it's going now, and seeing Obi still being able to stand his ground against Vader, and to be fair, fairly absolutely butchering him to the end at the end, which is quite cool. Seeing Hayden come back and absolutely kill it. See, I was always a massive fan of the prequels as well. I know they got a lot of slack for stuff, but I think the battle scenes and the character building in them films were great. I'm even a big fan of Jar Jar, which is weird. A lot of people hate him. But I will always probably say I prefer the prequels purely because of the final duel between Obi and Anakin, and how much one's full of anger and hatred and feels like it's been betrayed, one's full of love and passion and heartbreak in this duel. It's just so well fucking done, and to continue that story, I just fell in love with all of it, and it's absolutely amazing. So Obi-Wan Kenobi, wow, what a fucking wild ride. I hope we get more soon, ASAP. The only thing is we know where his story will end eventually, but I wish to God somehow he survives and we just get countless. Then again, maybe it's it's more special because it's this nice little one-off. But Ewan absolutely smashed so much. Oh, how good as well was it? The flashback sequences in episode 4 or 5. I can't remember which episode now. Where they go back to where he's back at training, and Anakin's a Padawan, and they're doing the duel. We get to see it in different stages. Obi-Wan gets the upper hand, Anakin gets the upper hand, and ultimately ends with Obi winning, because it's kind of like the theme of the final duel as well in the series, because Anakin, Vader's still fighting with anger and hatred, and sort of being a bit rash and hasteless and just attack, because he's so filled of anger, and he wants revenge for what he says Obi did to him. But even though it was technically Anakin's fault, even though he was warning him, and that's what was ultimately his downfall when the lesson Obi was trying to say was control your emotions and all that kind of Jedi shenanigans. Think about every attack and all this. But it was so good. I was so up. Every Wednesday was fucking amazing. And now we get to finish up with Miss Marvel and eventually She-Hulk. I'm assuming She-Hulk could be Wednesdays, or she could be Fridays. We don't know yet. But the show is getting a massive 10 out of 10, and it is single-handedly the best thing I've seen all year. And I can't wait to see where we go next visuals. But you're gonna have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are there moments you would have changed? If you're a massive Star Wars person, let me know where maybe they went wrong, or some of the storytelling was a bit iffy here, there, or wherever. because I'm sure you will know as Star Wars fans and better than I would. But visuals, we'll leave it there because I'm going to go chill out, put a film on, let my dinner digest, and potentially have a granddad nap. But visuals, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you have been amazing. If I could give you more than 10 out of 10, I can give you more than 10 out of 10. It's my channel. I give you an infinity out of 10. Absolute masterpiece, perfection. Visuals, thank you so much for watching. Remember to keep being you and keep on keeping on. May the force be with you, and hello there.